Join the State 16 community webinar, live on Zoom, July 22 at 20x Israel time. Explore robotics, embodied intelligence, guardrails, open robotics ecosystems, and production-grade physical AI with leading experts. Register.
I will say some words about Yorai, which I'm really honored to have him with us. Yorai Fainmesser is a co-founder and GP of Disruptive AI Fund. He's also from Israel, and I remember that his activity is worldwide. But if I remember correctly, is as well from Israel. So again, thanks for joining us at this late hour today. And some word about Colonel retired. He was the former head of the AI IDF unit and a member of the OECD AI networks of experts on AI, the AI Go, and is an AI advisory board at the Ministry of Education at Israel. So Yorai will give us the investor view on physical AI, the potentials and challenges. So Yorai, the stage is yours. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here, and I think it's a great thing to build this community. And thank you, Barak, for taking it, on your with your own hands and on your back, carrying all us. I believe in a short time, you're going to be a very active community. I see upcoming events in Israel. Israel is on the map, so I guess we'll share those events here. Upcoming events in the AI Week and so forth. Looking forward to meet you all physically. So just a fun fact, I just thought, I saw just all those presentations with the images of robots, so I want to share one with you. Do you get to see my screen?
Yes.
So you see now this robot ER7. You see it?
Yes.
So this is a robot 35 years ago. My first role in the high tech, I was 18 years old, and I was part of the.
Can you put it in display mode?
Sorry. No, because it's just a web page. It's not yet the presentation. I just put it now. So this robot is a 35 years old. I was 18 years old. Well, my first role was in the R&D team in Eshed Robotech, a company developing this type of robots and this kind of sets to educate on how to create computer integrated manufacturing. So I was on the R&D, and my role was to be a red team. One of the roles was to be a red team for the development for the robot. And on my first week, I made the robot use his claws, his claps, to hold the wire underneath and pull it, and by that, killing itself. That was one demonstration I made very easily. There was no defense, no guardrails, nothing on that. The other thing I did, like after they fixed it and gave it a geospatial solution to prevent it from doing that, then I made the robot to use extensively its rotor and burn the engine while doing it and causing a fire because of misuse with the software. Like you can do it with the software. And I want to just maybe share something that I learned from Jan LeCun. I had a discussion with him last year about the fact that we represent nowadays the world, the real physical. And I go to my deck, sorry. We represent the world right now, the physical, what we call the physical environment. We represent it in a discrete way. It means that even when you talk about predicting what is the next, or like see the next consequences, right, and see what's next, you do it discretely. We are not able yet to show or to understand the environment in a continuous way. It's very hard to predict the next phase on a video, but not discrete, not like page by page or image by image, but as something that describe what we as human understand as a behavior or something that is a consequent. All tools, all the LLMs, all the technology we have now, it's something that it is discrete. So we are still bounded and limit ourselves to discrete solutions. This is the only thing I can say, and we should expect no more than that before solving this major gap, which is not yet solved. Now, I want to share my perspective on how we investors, and I'm one of the first investors invested in AI, or calling it AI. Technology is there for years, but AI, I mean AI with machine learning, deep learning, and later on with generative AI. But now everybody are talking about the physical AI, and everybody are talking about how to integrate AI into our life. So I want to share, as me as an investor, what do I look at and how do I try to navigate? Maybe it can help other investors. Maybe it can help startups to make their pitch more accurate or make their effort more relevant. It's not saying that I know the truth. It's not saying that I know the future. It's just the way I handle the reality nowadays when I see startups every day doing something with physical AI. So first, let's try to say what is a physical AI for me. Let's say software used to automate, machine learning used to predict, generative AI used to create. Sometimes it creates knowledge, sometimes it creates something visual. And I call physical AI to something that acts. It means that I'm not looking only on robots, but on the other hand, I'm not talking about software creating another software, right? This is not physical. We mean acting in the real world in a way that your action could really make an impact on something, on other action or something outside of your system. And I think this is the path we all see, and we ask ourselves, what exactly is the right journey that such venture can do, and how we can back them. And I'm coming from a venture capital firm. We want to see the ROI within the lifetime of the venture, the lifetime of the fund. So, what is the right way to fund it? What is the right way to support it and to follow it? So, as I see it, we have to first look what are the areas and what are the economics or the opportunities around us that we might see integration and deployment of physical solutions, and we see it in a way that we're going to see ROI. ROI meaning that we can optimize something, we can save money, we can save time, we can scale, whatever. So these are the areas that I find more attractive. Now, it's like saying everything, but it's not everything. I do see construction companies every day. I do see manufacturing companies every day. I do see energy solutions every day, dealing with weather. Sometimes what we used to call environment or climate goes, whether it goes to energy or to agriculture. And of course, the defense sector, which is a rising, I don't know, sector in Israel because of the situation, and it involves a lot of physical implementations and things that could be hybrid or defense only. So I get to see it, and we get to see the money flows to those areas. We even see in the country level that the government and its institutions are now finalizing what AI could contribute to the papers, to the government papers, like for the Justice Department and so forth. And now they're talking about how to make the country adopt more AI into factories, into smart factories, because it's something that must be done. Otherwise, Israel is going to stay laid behind and might harm its option to have some kind of industry. We are not Germany, we are not an industrial country, but our industry is supporting our defense. And if we are not able to be on the cutting edge of industry for defense, so we'll probably may lose our edge. So this is the way the government see it. And me as an investor, I want to put my money where others are going to put their money later on a better valuation for me, right? This is the game. So when you look at physical comparing to software, we know the game. You build it, you deploy it, and then you scale it. You scale it with costs that are very easy to get for a startup to get the right scale for the ROI. But on physical AI, something else is happening there. You have the manufacturing stage. The deployment is much harder. It involves skills that are not always available to the startup or to the client. It takes maintenance. It's not like a code maintenance. It's something that breaks. It's something that moves. It's something that you have to all the supply chain to support it. It's very very difficult to operate with, let's say, with half a company involved in maintenance while you want to grow your startup and try to innovate and sell more, and half of the people are doing maintenance roles. When you do it with software, it's much easier to scale and to bring more hands under the case. But with what I see, at least, areas related to physical maintenance, it's much more difficult. And of course, the safety and regulations are not like in software. We do see software in healthcare and so forth that have heavy regulations, but in physical air, you can't move a bit without supporting or being compliant with all those safety regulations and so forth. And there is a lot of fear of breaking those rules or moving out of your envelope, and it push backs to the innovation sometimes. So when I see a startup, I want to answer simple 4 questions. First, is it solving an expensive problem? I'll give you an example. I've seen many solutions involving robots trying to replace unique employees that earn the minimum salary just because it's possible. But still, even if it's possible, your ROI, the alternative cost of such a human is sometimes easier to work with humans and not implementing robots, especially if the jobs are different from one to another. I'll give you an example. You can consider those giant hangars in India doing sewing for shirts, for clothes, right? Now you could see like 2,000 employees with sewing machines doing their part in this manufacturing, and you could say, wait, why not implementing robots doing it instead? The cost of replacing them, the maintenance, and the ability to be flexible on your outcome, it's much higher than just bringing them to job, to work, and continue hiring them for doing that because the salary is very low, and all the infrastructure and everything is much easier to get in every hangar in India. So this is a place, if someone is trying to solve that, this is not a place for me to invest. So I want to see that a big problem is solved. We can take, for example, QA problem for OLED screens that we all have on our phones. Someone has to do the QA for that. It used to be done by humans. Humans can no longer do that. It's too accurate, too complicated, too many faults. You need computer vision integrated with the ability to predict. I may call it the wrong pixel, but it's not exactly like that. I don't want to go deeper, but you really need to have an AI solution that take the decision whether to throw it to the garbage or to move it forward to the next stage on your manufacturing system. And you can't do it with people on one hand, and it's expensive impact if you do mistakes in your manufacturing. So this is something interesting. The next question is it actually necessary? I think the example I gave you with the Indian hangar of sewing is a good example. Is it really necessary? Is someone willing to pay for that upgrade? And of course, can we deploy it in scale? Sometimes, I met one venture that creates 1 unit replacing your pizza shop, everything automated, right? So it gets from the dough, it makes it ready, and then you put it into the oven, and then you get your pizzas like you stand, you ask for the pizza, and you see it's all transparent, and it makes the pizza right in front of you, right? Now this is very nice, but then what issues are critical for scaling it, and what exactly is necessary here? Why not just doing the usual way? Not so much pizzas are needed, so it will be a good ROI to build such a machine. So we had this machine standing in north to Tel Aviv, and it was the project was successfully working, but not relevant to gain market and to gain any ROI. The maintenance cost more than just bringing two kids making the pizza by the recipe. So you understand this is not the way to invest. And I saw more than one investor doing their investments in that venture. So this is kind of a way that I can say don't go. And then is it a learning? Is it learning? Is it getting better from one to another? We can all say that when we implemented AI agents, I mean like software agents, they are getting better and better. We improve them as long as you use more and more data. So this is a question you want to answer. Otherwise, if this is not a learning system, if the system is not improving itself in a way that it can do better tasks faster or more accurate tasks, then it's just an automation with mechanics, and I don't see it more than that. So when somebody show me a robot with a fancy or maybe funny faces or a great mission to do, you have to look under the iceberg and see what does it take to bring it to scale. For example, I've seen a company that they developed kind of a robot that goes through going through your halls, like imagine an hotel or healthcare facility, going to the garbage, taking the garbage and cleaning, replacing the garbage bags, cleaning emptying the garbage cans that are all around the places. So you could ask, what is the great deal here? Something that a few employees can do. Is it worth it? And then let's say you are convinced that it is saving money, saving your employees, saving your employees' time. You still have to do a research. What does it take to make this kind of robot, which is a simple one, work in the environment it's meant to do? So it's meant to go. So you have to see what does it take to deploy it, how you make sure it's safe and doing the right, it's working between people, right? What is the maintenance cost? What is the customer success? What will make the customer happy? And for that, sometimes we don't have answers, and then I would say no go. I think that when you look at real mode, you want to see something that is unique. I think the data, and it's not the type of data we know from SaaS solutions. It's a different data. It's a data achieved by sensors, achieved by time, by training, by reinforcement learning. And if you get better and better models that use real data that is relevant to real life scenarios, then you get better performance and you can do the next stages of lowering the cost and get more customers. I think this is the basic. So if the platform, if whatever is manufactured, let's say iRobot, we all know iRobot, right? I'm not sure if it's a good investment or not, but iRobot has no moat. Everybody can build an iRobot because there is no proprietary data. There is no way to improve your model. I mean, it's not the way they do it. Not only the iRobot, I mean, there are all kind of brands, right? I'm not referring specifically to iRobot, I mean the machine. So I would say that this type of cleaning robots for home has no moat. The only moat is their first access to the market and the marketing and things like that that are not related to the machine itself, to the device itself. So for me, an example like this type of robot, it's a good example of where not to put my venture, my funds, because I don't see the moat. It's very easy to build your own and easy to imitate, easy straightforward.
Actually,
So
you're right. Just want to mention that it's really interesting because eventually the iRobot was acquired and then the accusation, if I remember correctly, was cancelled. So it was like a big noise. And I specifically, I don't want to say some bad word
no,
about robot because they listen to me all the time. I have one on my house.
yeah, but I couldn't agree less. But listen, imagine that 10 years ago, few brands are coming to you and telling you invest in my iRobot, right?
Yeah.
So what is the difference? The difference is not related to the bot or to the performance it can bring to doing the job. The difference is their marketing abilities, their access to the big markets, their understanding of how to sell it, how to ship it. It's not the robot. You can, take
Yeah, yeah,
any
yeah.
any robot. It's like it's a different. So it's. I can't say it's wrong to invest in a marketing firm that know how to sell, right? But it's not related to the physical issue or to
Yeah,
the quality
absolutely.
of the product. It's something else. There is no mode. Nothing can differ between those type of. It takes SodaStream. SodaStream is not a robot. It's just an example. I mean, anyone can build a soda machine, right? So I can't tell you don't invest in SodaStream. They made great
Yeah, they have the great bubble
scale, but it's
inside.
not relevant. It's not relevant to the machine. It's relevant to the supply chain, to their services, and everything else.
Yeah.
So if you ask me as an investor, if I want to invest in technology, because this is the early stage I meet, and then I have to take a decision, and you ask me if I'm looking on what I see as coming out of the R&D, or I'm looking on the marketing team, right? So I'm referring here to what I can say about this R&D capabilities and not the marketing. Because if
Yeah,
it's
you're right.
marketing,
We must
no,
sharply.
this is the end. This is the end. No worries. So few signals just to make sure the economics, the how it fares, how much capital is needed to finalize the product and make it operational. Sometimes it's a too long journey, and this is probably what I would see as a red flag. I think that what I will see as a winning opportunity is where I can see scale, where I can see data relevant, where I can see the software involved. And this is the way for the solution to get better and better, improve himself. And I must say, on everything that I already said, we are all still in a learning phase. We are not sure what is the right investment in that territory. So maybe next year I'll be much smarter with work experience. I don't know.
We really
Yeah.
appreciate, and I
Thank you
want
very
personally to
much.
say thank you. It was amazing, and always it's good to know what is the angle of the angel of the investor, and it was really fascinating. And I think that many,